right, guys, welcome back to Tash and Veno's online interviews or online business interviews, you should call it. Welcome, Mikaele. We are super blessed to have you here and to have you a part of our team. So just for everybody watching, could you do us a favor, introduce yourself and let the people know why you've decided to start your own online high-ticket affiliate marketing business?
Yeah. So my name's Mikaele. For those that can't pronounce, it's just Mika, so it's simple to pronounce. The reason why I started this online business is that, for a long time, I've always worked my ass off to build like a solid platform for my family financially, and realizing that I was missing out on a lot of important events and missing out on my kids, being, how would you say it, disconnected. Like I felt like an alien every time I come home. And just having that thought of my kids, so looking at the stranger coming home all the time because I'm always tired, and trying to make up for lost time, it just got to me. So the reason why I got on board is a lot to do with health and wellness, but also just to spend my time around my kids. My marriage didn't go very well due to the fact that there was a massive disconnection between myself and my ex. But at the end of the day, everyone has their part to play. Just try and fix the little gaps in between, and it revolves around the kids and being around the kids 100%. So that's my reason why I jumped onto the online space, and so here I am, and enjoying it.
Sorry, Mikaele, just jumped in it. And you do Fifo as well, don't you?
So I work 7/7. So half the year I'm away from my kids. And it's a bit of a heartbreak every time I wake up in the morning and my kids are like just looking at me and say, it's not a good time for them. So I always try and make it quick and simple and just let them know that the reason why I'm going away is to provide. But just jumping on this online space too. I'm more always looking to a brighter future, and knowing that the reason for pursuing this is to be around my kids a lot more and being a yes dad.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing. Time's everybody's worst enemy. Like, you can work all you want, but the money's there, always going to be there. We need the money to pay for our bills, but time's always going to beat us in the end, and this is why we started our online business, Tash and I, because I was just never home. I was the same as you, Mikaele, working away, doing the 10 days on, 4 off. And, this has brought us so close together with my big kids and me and Tash especially. We've got the best relationship, and this is why we started our online business. But I love that, bro. I love that for you. I love that you're doing this for your kids, know.
And it's that end goal, hey, that legacy that we can leave for them. A lot of people jump into this business to get rich quick, but they forget about that end goal, that lifetime legacy that we can build for our families. And that is, unlike any super can do, it's unlike any job place will do for you. You're replaceable. Like you said me an amazing thing yesterday from Balaj, and that end quote on there was something about, you're giving your the hardest, you're giving your all to a place that's going to replace you tomorrow if you give it a chance, So that's what this is about. Sorry, go Mikaele.
So just a little bit on that. Back in the day when I used to go to work, I always used to think, I'm doing really good. I'm out here for a reason, out in the mines, busting my ass. But at the end of the day, like a quote I heard from one of my bosses was that it doesn't matter if you leave one day and gone for like 6 months, it will continue on without you. So and just having that thought, they can get rid of you anytime. And if you got nothing in the background working for you, you're like stuck. So and it hits pretty hard for a lot of other guys being out in the mines too. Like you can only go so far, and age catches up. And you don't want to be waiting around like, until they said, oh, mate, we don't need you anymore. At least with the online business, it's a 24/7 thing. It's always going to be in the background working for you, but you're spending all your time with your family. So,
exactly. And the biggest thing was for me when I was working away was, being alone in that bed for 10 days. It's a lonely world out there in the, in the Fifo, and like this has changed our lives. Like I get to be present. I'm waking up beside Tash every morning and the boys when they're sleeping in the bed with us.
They got
but it gets very lonely and your mind starts playing games on you and you're thinking silly shit, like fucking like we live this life every day, and like if you keep doing it, you'll just keep doing it until you're 67 years old. And I'm glad that Tash came across this opportunity 3 years ago when she did, because I wouldn't be that fucking best version of myself I am today for my kids and Tash, and other families out there that want to change, So
I haven't
there's a massive.
Oh, sorry, you go first.
There's a massive difference between like what you said there, Veno. Like when you go out there, we're basically drones. We can't say no to our bosses because the job has to be done. And sometimes they always talk about safety, but rarely they push in the production, and they don't really care most of the time. It's about production and making that big dollar sign there for their company. And when you come back home, you're still a drone half the time because you're trying to get out of that mode. So I understand what you're talking about when you're a better version of yourself. When you're at home more with your kids and family.
And it's so like we can go on for hours about the safety and that. Like I'll just bring up one thing. Like we do 2, 3, 4 days of inductions just to do a fucking job, and all the safety goes out the window as soon as you walk on that fucking job. So it's just they just piss in everybody's pockets, and they just want the fucking job done so they can fucking better themselves. For that blokes up higher than them. So it's a bloody joke how this fucking how the world works today. So we'll start questions. But I know, like I want to say this. Like when Mikaele has been looking at this. This is his third time around to start this online business, like with a Najik, and they.
So you obviously had fear, or something always came up. What was it for you? Were you scared to start?
So my first time was I wanted to sort of like help my wife at the time to sort of like get her onto the positive mindset, and to sort of like have something there like that was solid that we can both work together as a family. But I think she also had fear, like a lot of people talking to her saying that no, this is going to fail, and it sort of like left me sort of like in the dumps a bit. But at the same time, one of us has to step up and actually try and get past that hardship. So I bit the bullet, went out to the mines and worked out there, and everything just fell apart at home while I was at work. So, but and the second time again, just a lot of things was happening, and I didn't want to leave my kids, so I was stranded without me going a bit cuckoo in the head sometimes. Like going to work, have to sort your shit out, and then come back home, sort more shit out. So it was all around. It was my decision was based around to ensure that my kids were safe, and that was basically it. The third time that going into it, I finally cut ties with everything, the house, my ex, and all the negative people, and bought a property, and I started working on myself. I started evaluating my own worth and realized, okay, this is the time, and I went straight in without even second guessing my decision. So
love that. And that's the biggest thing. A lot of people let other people get in their heads, and then they just think like, I can't do this. But like we don't need anybody's approval but ourselves, just to start something. Like we're all gonna pass away in the end, like so we just need to get to that fucking destination, and just do it for us and our family.
And that's very common, like in this business, like we talk to lots of people and it's very common that one wants to do it and the other one doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
We'll go with, you know, because it's easier, right? It's easier to just agree and not do it, right? But we watch time and time again so many people just like yourself that have come, like it always comes back to this. Their lives always end up coming back. The universe always ends up bringing it back to them, or another. And whether it's with their partner by their side or not, they do end up doing it. Like they do end up pushing through that fear and that you know, needing that acceptance from the partner to do something. Like, let's, you know, everybody wants happy life, happy wife, happy life, happy husband, happy life, you know, sort of thing. But really, at the end of the day, we need to remember we're all adults and we can make our own decisions for ourselves. And I actually think it's quite piss poor of a partner not to, you know, support your other partner to do the things that they want to do. Like, partnerships should be supporting, you know, like you're not each other's parent, like you should be supporting each other's decision. Just putting that out there for all those couples that are going to be watching this, because I do know that there's a lot of couples in our inboxes all the time that one's for it and one's not. So yeah. So for you, Mikaele, why did you say yes? Like what was that vision? What did you see for yourself that was like, I got to do this?
Yeah, so my vision hasn't changed from the first step because I knew the product can sell itself, and it's all about getting that health and wellness, not just for yourself, but for because I actually gifted one to my mother-in-law because I know she looks after my kids and my nephews and nieces, and just knowing that machine being in her house, it'll do a lot of good for them. So my vision hasn't changed. It's just that the first two steps, and that I know that my concern was more about making sure that my kids were safe. The second time, my vision third time, sorry, my vision has always been the same. It was about getting in there, getting that machine, and also having something working in the background so that when I do tell my boss that I'll be going on my holidays, it'll be my last one. So I'll be working my ass off. I do get a lot of speak to a lot of organic leads. I've had to talk to a lot of them, and not everyone's interested, but at the same time, there's still people reaching out, and it's just a matter of having more chats with everyone. So back to my vision. This is a platform that I want to use and build the foundation, because I know my boys are interested in as well. So I want to leave something behind for them and my daughter, so that they can pass it on. But it doesn't just stop with them. It's anyone that can we reach, and we know we can improve their lifestyle, improve their health. Like, why not? Like, you know, this is for everyone. Everyone needs to know about this platform.
Love that, bro. And you got a big heart. You know, I take my hat off to you, you know, because like I said before, I say this all the time, like, we're not going to be here forever. So we got to leave this, you know, whatever you want to leave behind, like we got a legacy that we can leave behind 3 generations, you know. And this is why we are doing it. Like, we have 9 children all together, Tash and I, and this is why we get up every morning. We get up with a purpose every morning, and we go get that life form. Because, you know, it doesn't matter what we go through. We can go through shit all our lives, Tash and I, but it's the next generations that we're doing this for. And this business, like the structure and all that this fucking business is built around, it's going to do that for our kids. And we know this, you know.
And for those out there that say, oh, it's a scam or it's a pyramid scheme, you know, blah, blah, blah bullshit, like, would we really have our faces on something like this? You know, would we really be putting our kids in something like this? People that judge don't actually know. You haven't done your research. You haven't looked thoroughly into this. You haven't looked at the science behind the product and the water and everything that goes with it. You haven't been on the inside. You just listen to gossip and bullshit that you read. You know, you don't actually know.
And
You need to listen to the people that are on the inside, that have done the hard yards, that have learned this business, that have learned the education behind the commission structure and how it actually works, because it's not a pyramid scheme or anything. Mikaele can actually overtake us. Mikaele can actually out-earn us. And God, we hope you do. Like, we can't wait, because we're just going to be there screaming like, in the background, because we want that for everybody. You know, we want everybody to succeed. You know, your job place does not want you to succeed. They want you to come, do your job, and go home. We want you to succeed. We want you to do better than us. And by all means, you absolutely can cut us out of this, and we cannot wait for that.
Love it.
Awesome.
So last question. What do you love most about the business?
What I love most about the business is that I speak openly with both my boys, and especially with my daughter. Every day we always talk about things that we can only dream of, but we do it every day now. So we wake up in the morning around a campfire while she's getting dressed for school, which is something that we never really always do. So, and just being in nature, just the freedom alone, like knowing that eventually I don't have to wake up and worry about, oh shit, I got to drop you off and say goodbye to you for another 7 days. I don't have to worry about any of that, and that's something that I'm looking forward to. So I'm not off the mining site as yet, but that is my goal, is to eventually go from the mining site to full-time dad and working on this platform. And just the opportunity and watching people like yourselves, like just smashing it. Like, I want to be like you guys and become a mentor eventually, but I know I'll be calling you guys all the time for help. So
that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
if we do it,
we're no one special.
I'm crying. I'm sorry.
Like, we're no one special. Like,
and if we can do it, there's no reason why you can't too. Like, for those in Mikaele's inbox and on Mikaele's page, we were a Fifo family. Veno used to work on the rail 10 days on and 4 days off. And we literally, after 2 days of resting, he only had 2 days left for family time, you know, to do some stuff. And really, like, 2 days a fortnight to connect was just not enough. And our little boy used to scream and cry and run after the car every time he left. And we were like, nah, fuck this. We are not doing this for another, 10 years, 5 years even. Like, let's find a way out. And that's what we did. 3 years on, Veno's actually fully retired from Fifo. You know, this is our main source of income, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Like, we get to go fishing, crabbing, we connect with other people in the business. We go to online events, all the things. There's so much training and support around this. Like, not only do you get Mikaele in your corner, you also get us as well. And everybody's there for everybody, and everybody just wants everybody to succeed and win. And it's a beautiful, beautiful place. So with saying that, we'll end this. And
you got any last words?
Any last words?
Sorry, what was that?
Any last words?
Last words. For anyone that jumps on board, like with mentors like Tash and Veno, and hopefully in the near future for myself, I'll also be a mentor to anyone else that jumps on board. You're not alone. This is like a big family online community that helps each other to succeed. There's no one boss. Everyone's basically, you want to reach to the highest as you can possibly go. So, don't be afraid. Don't be on the sideline and be you want to become a participant and reap the rewards of your hard work and chasing your dreams.
Absolutely. Love that. Well, thank you so much, Mikaele, for joining us. Thank you, everybody that watched. Please make sure you jump over and watch Mikaele's journey. Get in his inbox if he's resonated with you. If you're a Fifo family just like him and ourselves, make sure you reach out to him because you get us regardless. Much love, guys. We're super excited to continue watching your journey and see you grow. And have a beautiful, blessed day.
Blessed day, bro.
Yeah.
See you later, guys. Thank you. Bye.